ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I offer my humble obeisances to all the devotees who assembled for this morning session, Sunday morning Bhagavatam class. Today we are going to discuss about 4 benefits of hearing Krishna Katha, 4 effects of hearing about Krishna, Shravanam. I'll begin with a small story, a beautiful pastime that is narrated by Maitreya Muni in the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, towards the end. There was a great king named Prachinabarhi, and he had 10 sons. Together, these 10 sons were called Prachetas. And Prachinabarhi had sent these 10 wonderful young princes to the forest to perform some austerities, to gain some mental strength, physical strength, sense control, mind control, detachment, and ultimately devotion to the Lord. So these 10 princes, the Prachetas, were supposed to go to the forest, do some austerities, do some meditation, do some worship, live a very, very simple life, and thus get accustomed to the natural austerities of human life without getting accustomed to royal opulences in the palace. And thus spend maximum of their time in worshipping the Lord, in developing a relationship with the Lord, in getting a deeper bonding and connection with the Lord through their austerities. And later they can take up more serious responsibilities as kings or husbands or rulers. All that will happen later. But before that, some kind of purification, some kind of training, austerity was required. So they all went to the forest. When they went to the forest with an intention to worship Lord Vasudeva, perform some austerities, live a simple life, then without their pursual, Lord Shiva came in front of them. The Lord, most powerful personality, Lord Shiva, came in front of them on his own and wanted to give them some training in praying to Lord Vasudeva. Lord Shiva said, Yah param ramhasa sakshat triguna jiva samgitat bhagavantam vasudevam prapannah sapriyohi me. Means whoever worships Lord Vasudeva is very dear to me. Whoever is cultivating that mode of surrender unto Lord Vasudeva, whoever is inclined to dedicate their own body, mind, and words to Lord Vasudeva and his service is really very dear to me. Lord Shiva said this, and he taught these 10 princes, the Prachetas, a beautiful song, a prayer called Rudra Gita. Rudra Gita, or the song sung by Lord Shiva. And this Rudra Gita is nothing but a beautiful glorification of the Supreme Lord Vasudeva's forms and qualities, and the whole process of bhakti is described and glorified in this beautiful song called Rudra Gita. And these Prachetas very sincerely learned this song from Lord Shiva, and they started reciting this song. They started singing this song, offering this prayer. The song is basically a prayer to the Lord. They started offering this prayer called Rudra Gita inside waters. They entered the water, and within the water, they started glorifying the Lord, offering this prayer start to them by Lord Shiva. In this way, these 10 princes, the Prachetas, chanted Rudra Gita for 10,000 years underwater. Then finally, the Supreme Lord, Vishnu, Vasudeva, appeared in front of them on the back of Garuda. The Lord had multiple hands, holding multiple weapons in all those hands, and he sat on the back of Garuda and he descended in front of this Prachetas. The Lord, when he stands on the back of Garuda, or when he sits on the back of Garuda, he looks so beautiful. And whenever there are some difficulties that devotees are experiencing, the Lord descends on the back of Garuda. You know this popular example of Gajendra. Gajendra was in a difficulty. Gajendra was attacked by a crocodile when he was just happily enjoying in the waters in a lake at the Trikuta mountain region. Suddenly, a crocodile came and caught Gajendra's foot. Then suddenly the Lord descended on the back of Garuda. Bhakta paya bhujanga garudamani त्रैलोक्य रक्षामणि गोपी लोचन चातकाम्बुदमणि सौंदर्य मुद्रामणि यः कान्तामणि रुक्मिणी घनकुचा द्वन्द्वैकभूषामणि श्रेयो देवशिखामणिर्दिशतु नो गोपालचूडामणि. So the Lord descends on the back of Garuda to bless his devotees. Now, seeing that these 10 great princes, the Prachetas, offered beautiful prayers to the Lord, Rudra Gita prayers to the Lord for 10,000 years with full sincerity, with full camaraderie and cooperation amongst themselves, with wonderful friendships, Lord Vishnu descended in front of them. And as soon as he descended in front of them, Lord Vishnu started appreciating their friendly dealings, appreciating their friendly relationships. Oh, Prachetas, I am very, very impressed by the cordial, friendly, loving relationships that you have with each other. 10,000 years, 10 people stayed together without any conflict. Can you just imagine? In Kali Yuga, even two people staying together for just maybe few months or few weeks could create some kind of sparks or friction at times, right? Of course, there were some people who stayed for decade or few decades together, but sometimes there could be quarrels and sparks and friction in a relationship, even in just few weeks or months relationship also. But 10,000 years, 10 of them stayed together. That unity, that camaraderie, that friendship, that loving relationship is appreciated by the Lord. When devotees cooperate with each other, when the devotees love each other, when devotees appreciate each other, the Lord becomes so pleased and he is pleased to shower blessings upon them. That's what the Lord said. Varam vrinidhvam bhadram vo yuyam me nrpanandana sauhardena prathak dharma tushtoham sauhridena va. Varam vrinidhvam bhadram vo. Let there be auspiciousness unto you, O Prachetas. I bestow all blessings upon you. Yuyam me nrpanandana. You're all sons of great king, Prachinabarhi. Sauhardena aprathak dharma. Aprathak dharma refers to bhakti yoga. Sauhardena means friendship. You performed bhakti yoga. You practiced devotional service with loving friendship with each other. Aprathak dharma sauhardena. Sauhardena means friendship. So Two devotees can do bhakti nicely. This devotee is doing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. This devotee is doing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam. Right? They individually may serve the Lord, but if there is a cooperation between them, if there is love and affection between them, and thus, while cooperating with each other, if they serve Krishna, that is more pleasing to Krishna. Right? So together. Bhakti is best practiced in the association of devotees, and the relish of association is there when there is loving relationship. There is good loving bonding, loving bonding with other devotees at heart. So the Lord very nicely glorified these prachetas, right? Sauhardena pruthak dharma tushto ham sauhridena va tushto aham. I am very satisfied with what? Sauhridena va, with your friendships. So we need to be friendly with devotees. That's a lesson. Now, after the Lord spoke, after the Lord expressed his pleasure with their bhakti, they started speaking. The Lord spoke so many things, but I'm just summarizing. I just spoke only one shloka. The Lord spoke 10 shlokas, more than that. Then Prachetas started speaking to the Lord. Prachetas offered prayers to the Lord. Oh Lord, you are so merciful, you are so kind. You appeared in front of us. You are known to liberate all your devotees from all difficulties. They said specifically this prayer. Namo namah klesha vinashanaya nirupitodara guna vayaya mano vacho vega purojavaya sarvakshamargairagata dhvane namah. They said, Namo Namaha Klesha Vinashanaya. O Lord, we are known to destroy all the disturbances or difficulties of your devotees. Klesha Vinashanaya. Nirupito Daraguna Vayaya. Nirupita means it has Vayaya. The Lord's qualities, especially the Lord's names, are extremely merciful. This fact has been proved in the universal history. When somebody chants the holy name of the Lord becomes extremely merciful to them. This is this is proved in several instances. The best example is Ajamil. The Lord is very merciful. The Lord's names are merciful. The Lord's qualities are merciful. Nirupito daraguna vayaya. In this way, the Prachetas offered so many prayers to the Lord. Very beautiful prayers. We will not be covering all the prayers. But I am going to focus on one specific prayer that they offered, where we are going to understand the benefits of hearing about the Lord. Four benefits of hearing about the Lord. That's the main topic today. Whatever I spoke so far is the background story, uh, just to create a context, just to give the context of the particular shloka that we are going to discuss. So after glorifying Lord Vishnu in so many ways, Prachetas wanted to express their desires. There are two parts in their prayers. One is glorifying the Lord and his qualities. Second is expressing their desires. What are their expectations? Right? The Lord said, I am very pleased with your bhakti. I am very pleased with your loving relationships. Now I am very happy to offer you benedictions. Please ask whatever you want. Now they are about to express their desires. Let's see what is their desire. They said that varam vranimahetapi nathatvat parat nahyantastvad sonanta iti giyasi. They said that, oh Lord, you have very kindly given this offer to us, right? You are expecting us to take any benediction that we want, right? But what kind of benediction can we ask from you? Because you are unlimited, we have to ask an unlimited benediction. If a king comes to you and gives an offer, you can't say, oh king, can you please feed me some breakfast? Can you please give me a pen? Can you please give me a pencil? So you can't ask such petty benedictions when a very high profile personality comes and offers you. What pen, pencil? You ask something more. Of course, some people who are very satisfied at heart, even if they are offered such great benedictions, they may not accept it. But point is, in all practical dealings, one is expected to receive something useful to them when it is available. especially when the offer comes to them directly from a great personality, just ask for something great. Don't ask for something petty, right? So these Prachetas were saying that Nahiyantasvad vibhutinam so ananta iti giyasi. You are called Ananta, O Lord. One of your names is Ananta. Ananta means there is no anta, there is no end, unlimited. One of the names of the Lord is Ananta, unlimited. Why is he called unlimited? Nahi antastvad vibhutinam. Vibhuti means his powers, his opulences. Nahi antah tvad vibhutinam. Because there is no end to his powers, to his opulences, he is called Ananta. Nahi antastvad vibhutinam sonanta iti giyase. If somebody asks you the definition of Ananta, why the Lord is called Ananta, you please give this phrase. Very simple to remember. Nahi antah tvad vibhutinam so ananta iti giyase. Because there is no end to his opulences or powers, therefore the Lord is called Ananta. When such Ananta Lord, unlimited Lord comes in front of you and offers you boons voluntarily, you should also ask for an Ananta benediction, an unlimited benediction, a boon that gives you unlimited bliss, unlimited joy, unlimited enjoyment, unlimited satisfaction, eternal satisfaction. Don't ask for something petty. I want a kingdom, I want a car, I want a bungalow, I want first rank in my exam, or I want some pen or pencil or computer or laptop. Or don't ask for such petty things. I want money, or I want a planet. I want this universe. I want to be the ruler of this entire Bhumandala. All these are useless benedictions, right? From the perspective of uh, soul, any benediction on a material plane is irrelevant and not so useful. Unless the person has the ability to use even material things in Krishna's service, why would any person want a material boon or material facility? Because material facility has nothing to do with the soul. The soul enjoys on a spiritual plane, and anything material is not relevant for the soul. But sometimes, even material things also can be utilized in Krishna service. Therefore, a devotee may ask for sometimes money or some kingdom or something like that, just so that they can be utilized in Krishna service, right? And matter is spiritualized in that sense. But here, the Prachetas are establishing a much higher principle. Uh, they already have access to such a huge kingdom. Their father is a great king. They can inherit all the property. Therefore, there is nothing, no material need for them. But their desire is completely spiritual. They said that, "Oh Lord, we want an unlimited benediction from you because you are unlimited." What is that unlimited benediction? The Lord is also curious to know. They said that Parijatenjasa labdhe sarangonyan sevate tadangrimulamasadya sakshat kim vrinimahi. Before they expressed their desire, they were saying that, "Oh Lord," they are giving an analogy. Parijate anjasa labdhe. There is a special flower called Parijata flower. It has unlimited nectar. You go to any flower, there's some one drop of nectar there, some little honey. But when a saranga or when a honey bee comes to Parijata flower, there is unlimited nectar inside this Parijata flower. So the honey bee need not go to any other flower. This flower is sufficient. So Parijate Anjasa Labdhe Sarango Anyan na sevate. As soon as this honeybee gets an opportunity to drink some nectar from Parijata flower, the honeybee does not go to any other flower. Similarly, oh Lord, you are like Parijata flower. In fact, the Lord is better than Parijata flower, but the Lord is slightly compared with Parijata flower. You are like a Parijata flower, and when we come to you, and when you are personally offering us benedictions, we don't need to take benedictions from anyone else. We don't have to receive anything from anyone under the sky or beyond the sky. When you are there to give us this benediction, therefore we will ask a very beautiful benediction, excellent benediction, benediction uh, which is not in a material plane. Okay, fine. What exactly you want? The Lord is excited to know their desire. Now they finally say. यावत्ते मायया स्पृष्टा भ्रमाम इह कर्मभिः तावद् प्रसंगानां संगस्यान्नो भवे भवे. Oh Lord, we don't want liberation. Generally, uh, the expectation is that if somebody is not interested in any material benediction, probably they're interested in liberation. Liberation from this cycle of birth and death, liberation from this material entanglement. But the Prachetas, are they aspiring for that liberation from cycle of birth and death? No. They said that Yavatte Mayaya Sprishta Bharamama Iha Karma Bhi. Because of our karma, if we have to do Brahma, Brahma is Brahman. Basically, Brahman means wandering. Because of our karma or fruitive activities, if we have to wander from one planet to another planet, one species to another species, one body to another body, because of the influence of your Maya, no problem. We won't mind taking a rebirth. We are not asking you for liberation. We are not asking you for anything material. Secondly, we are not asking you for liberation also. What are you asking then? Tavad bhavat prasanganam sangasyanno bhave bhave. All we want is the association of your devotees. Bhavat prasanganam means your pure, sincere devotees. Sangaha means their association we want. You are asking for association of my devotees life after life. Is this what you are aspiring for? When I asked you when I offered you some benediction, you said that we want an unlimited benediction. We don't want any small benediction. Is this the benediction you want? Association of devotees? Yes, we want. What will you do in the association of devotees? Why do you consider this an unlimited benediction? Why do you consider this highest benediction even beyond liberation? Tell me the reason. Then the Prachetas say, Tulayamala napi naswargam na punarbhavam bhagavat sangi sangatsya martyanam kimutasishaha. Tulayamala napi. You take a tula. Tula means a balance. And on one side, you put lavamatra sadhu sangha, means a moment of association of a devotee. That's on one side. On the other side, you put swargam upunarbhavam. Swargam means heavenly pleasures, which is the ultimate aim of karmis. Apunarbhavam means liberation, which is the ultimate aim of jnanis. Right? So you put the ultimate results of karma path and jnana path on one side, and you put a small element of bhakti path, which is association of devotees on the other side. Between these two, which will weigh better? This will weigh more. Means your lavamatra sadhu sangha is better than, is much greater than attaining heaven and attaining liberation also. Therefore, we want association of devotees. The Lord said, okay, I got it. You want association of devotees. But what will you do in the association of devotees? You are giving so much of value to association of devotees and exalting that Vaishnava Sangha uh, better than this heaven or liberation. But what will you do in the association of devotees? What exactly are you looking for? In short, they say that I'm going to summarize what I'm going to discuss for the next half an hour. In the association of devotees, there is profuse opportunity to hear about Krishna. That is the unlimited benediction we want from you. They asked for association of devotees, but what exactly do they do in the association of devotees? Sometimes devotees may sit together, if they're not mature enough, all they do is little gossip. And they may not speak about Krishna. But Prachetas are very clear. In the association of devotees, we want to hear Krishna Katha. We want to hear the glorification of Krishna's name, form, pastimes, and qualities. So the subject matter of the discussion of some mature devotees is Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. So whoever is discussing Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, we are aspiring for their Sangha, their association, their company. So what is the benefit of hearing about Krishna in the association of devotees? They say there are 4 benefits. Now, I'll just share the screen and show you the shloka. If you want, you can recite wherever you are. But I'll recite while showing the shloka for you. All of the shlokas that I recited so far, I recited showing without showing, but this is the main subject matter of the class now. यत्रेड्यन्ते कथा मृष्टाः तृष्णायाः प्रशमो यथा निर्वैरं यत्र भूतेषु नोद्वेगो यत्र कश्चन यत्रेड्यन्ते कथा मृष्टाः yatra idyanti. Idyante means wherever the topics of the Lord are being discussed. Right. Let me just show the screen. Yatra idyante katha mrishtaha. Katha is the topics of the Lord. Wherever the Lord's topics are being discussed, by whom? By devotees. Sometimes the Lord's topics are also discussed by those who are not devotees. Right. Those who are not practicing bhakti, those who are not very pure in their consciousness, those who are not even cultivating that purity of consciousness, they may also discuss about the Lord. They may also speak about the Lord. But in their speech, there is no expression of love. A professional person or an academician or an intellectual or a philosopher may also read some Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and they may analyze Krishna's pastimes, but not in a devotional perspective, but from an academic perspective or a grammatical perspective, from a linguistic perspective. They may analyze the poetry of the scripture more than the content of the scripture, more than getting overwhelmed by the beautiful character of Krishna or the qualities of Krishna. They focus more on some externals, right? So there's not much benefit in hearing about the Lord from such people who don't have devotion for the Lord. They will know the Lord, but they don't have love for the Lord. We need to hear Krishna Katha from devotees who love the Lord, who has so much of love and affection for the Lord. Now, there is a shloka in our scriptures which recommends that we don't hear from those who are not devotees of Krishna. Krishna Katha must be heard from Krishna's devotees. Now, you see, let me quote this shloka. Avaishnava mukhodgirnam putam harikathamritam shravanam naiva kartavyam sarpochishtapayo yatha. So, a snake may taste some milk in a bowl. Milk is very nourishing food, right? You can drink milk. But will you drink that milk which is tasted by a snake, which is touched by the lips of a serpent? The milk did not, the snake did not completely drink your 1 liter milk, just tasted maybe 10 ml or 20 ml, just took from the bowl. But will you take the remaining milk? No, it has poisonous effects. Just as milk touched by the lips of a serpent has poisonous effects, similarly, Krishna Katha explained by someone who is not a devotee of Krishna will also have poisonous effects that may contaminate our consciousness because they may concoct some unnecessary perspectives uh, from Krishna's pastimes and they just spoil our consciousness by not presenting that Krishna Katha, Krishna's teachings or Krishna's pastimes in a pure manner. Right? Purity is important. So now therefore they say that yatredyante kathamrishtaha. So in the association of devotees, there is profuse discussion about Krishna. So what is the effect of hearing that Krishna Katha in the association of devotees of Krishna? First point. Trishnayaha prashamo yatha. Trishna means hankerings. We have so many material hankerings in this world. People have so many material desires. On a material plane, they aspire for some enjoyment, some name, fame, prestige, and so many things. So all those hankerings are satisfied, are mitigated. So the material hankerings are Trishna. So when you hear about Krishna, your Trishna is destroyed. Your Trishna is satisfied. Trishna means hankering for something material. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. When you hear about Krishna, when you get attracted to Krishna, the very word Krishna means all attractive. When you hear about Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela from devotees who have love for Krishna, you will be attracted towards Krishna and the Trishna or the attraction that you have for material things will be diminished, will be destroyed. Right? Many people said this. Many people experienced this. You want one example? The gopis of Vrindavan. In their Gopi Gita, they say very beautifully, these gopis are saying that Itara vismaranam drunam. Itara raga vismaranam. Raga means attachment or attraction towards something. Itara means other things. Things other than Krishna. Itara raga vismaranam drunam. When someone hears Krishna Katha, they will forget all their other attachments. Whatever attachment or attraction they had towards material things or things that are not connected to Krishna are um, completely eradicated. The taste that we have towards material things will be destroyed. The hankerings that we have towards material things will be destroyed by hearing Krishna Katha. So hearing Krishna Katha satisfies all our hankerings. Sometimes this hankering word can refer to spiritual hankering also, right? Material hankering and spiritual hankering. Material hankering is hankering for name, fame, prestige, money in this world. And spiritual hankering means hankering to love Krishna, serve Krishna more, worship Krishna more. Both are satisfied, by the way. So material hankerings are satisfied or mitigated in the sense that uh, you don't feel that urge anymore. You don't feel that hankering anymore. And spiritual hankering is satisfied in the sense that the Lord will satisfy your spiritual desires. Whatever spiritual desire you have, the Lord will satisfy it. When you hear Krishna Katha, your heart is nourished with spiritual bliss. So this is the first effect. Yatrishnayaha prashamo yatha. All our hankerings are satisfied. Second effect is nirvairam yatra bhuteshu. Vaira means envy. Nirvaira means non-envy. Bhuta here refers to living entities. In this world, many living entities or most living beings have some envy towards other living beings. Nirvairam, that envy is destroyed. Right? When you hear about Krishna, Krishna Katha, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and many other Vaishnava scriptures, then whatever little envy, little or more envy that we have towards other living entities is destroyed. How is it destroyed? How can hearing about Krishna destroy our envy? Very simple. When you hear about Krishna, Krishna's pastimes and Krishna's uh, qualities and Krishna's philosophy, then we understand that all of us are ultimately connected to Krishna. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Mama Ivamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhutaha Sanatanaha. All the jivas, all the living beings are my amshas. Krishna also said in the Bhagavad Gita that Aham Bija Pradah Pitaha. I am the seed giving father of all living beings. If he is our supreme father, everyone around us is our spiritual sibling, isn't it? If my father is Krishna, your father is Krishna, your father is Krishna, your father is Krishna, all of us are children of the same God. If I am an Amsha of Krishna and you are an Amsha of Krishna, we both are connected to Krishna. So our relationship will become more Krishna centric. How can I envy or hate someone who is connected to Krishna? Therefore, by hearing about Krishna, Krishna's pastimes, the envy in the heart is mitigated. Intellectually, we understand that everybody is a spiritual being, therefore, I should not hate this person, I should not envy this person, I should not hold any negativity or grudge towards this person. So that is clear. Intellectually, we understand it. But emotionally, also, we can be non envious. Intellectually, understand envy doesn't make any sense. Those who are little intelligent, those who are having little common sense, those who can think and analyze a situation rationally, they will not have any envy in the heart. Right? So, because everybody has certain talents. And on a spiritual plane, there is an understanding that all the talents, all the skills they have are bestowed upon them by Krishna. And just because another devotee is more talented, or another living entity is more talented or better than us, how can I envy this person? That means I am going against Krishna's decision. Krishna decided to empower them in a certain way. Krishna bestowed upon them that skill, that talent. If I am not comfortable with that, that means I am going against Krishna's desire. That's envy towards Krishna, actually speaking. So the more we hear about Krishna, the more we hear about the way Krishna deals with devotees, the more we understand that we are all connected to Krishna, we are all children of the same God, the more we become non-envious. And that non-envy is an understanding. Non-envy is a requirement or a prerequisite to understand Gita and Bhagavatam. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, my dear Arjuna, I am revealing this confidential message of Bhagavad Gita to you because you are non-envious. There is no envy in your heart. Right? He said, Idam tute guhyatamam pravakshyam yanasuyavi. Idam tute guhyatamam. Although this is most confidential knowledge, I am giving this to you. I am speaking this to you. Pravakshyami. Why? Because you are anasuyave. There is no asuya or envy in you. So, when there is no envy in the heart, we can appreciate Krishna conscious philosophy and Krishna's pastimes. And to become non-envious, we should hear Krishna Katha, right? So by hearing Krishna Katha, we become non-envious. With that non-envious heart, we can understand and appreciate Krishna Katha better, right? Just like by being humble, we can chant nicely. By chanting, we become more humble. They are connected to each other. So they complement each other. They support each other. So a person who has a non-envious heart can understand about Krishna better. But for us to become non-envious, we have to try to understand Krishna. We have to hear Krishna Katha, right? So in the ninth canto of Bhagavatam, there's a beautiful shloka spoken by Sukadeva Goswami. He said that Purusho Ramacharitam Shravanairupadharayan Andrishamsa Paro Rajan Karma Bandhaihi Vimuchyate. Purusho Ramacharitam, when you hear about Lord Ramachandra, Andrishamsa Paro Rajan, the asuya, the envy in the heart is completely eradicated. So when you hear Ramakatha or Krishna Katha, we become non-envious. When we hear about the Lord, we become non-envious, right? So hearing about the Lord will destroy our envy. That is the second effect. H, our hankerings are satisfied. E, our envy is destroyed. So we discussed two effects of hearing Krishna Katha. We can elaborate on this more, but I'll go to the third effect. Third is Nodvego yatra kaschana. Udvega means anxiety, agitation, worry, trouble, some discomfort in the mind. That is called udvega. Na udvego yatra kaschana. When you hear about Krishna, there will be no udvega. There is absolutely no anxiety in the heart. Anxiety is completely eradicated. Firstly, hankerings are satisfied. Second, envy is destroyed. Third, worries are gone. How worries are gone? Now, even in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam also, in the first canto itself, Krishna Katha destroys, this fact that Krishna Katha destroys worries is described. Yasyam vaisruyamānāyam Krishne paramapurushe bhaktirutpadyate pumsaha shoka moha bhayapaha. Right? Yasyam vaisruyamānāyam means when you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishne paramapurushe bhaktirutpadyate. Your bhakti unto Lord Krishna will be invoked. Not just that, three more effects are mentioned there. What are they? Shoka, moha, bhaya, apaha. Shoka means lamentation is destroyed. Moha is illusion is destroyed. Bhaya means fear is destroyed. In that shloka also there are four effects of hearing. Hearing Krishna Katha. This shloka also says that. So there, lamentation is destroyed. Shoka is destroyed. Here, udvega is destroyed. Anxiety or worry that you have is destroyed. How is it destroyed? Why so many shlokas of Bhagavatam are saying that by hearing Krishna Katha, your worries or anxieties will be destroyed? The answer is simple. By hearing Krishna Katha, by hearing about Krishna in the association of devotees, we will develop that faith in Krishna. We develop that faith in Krishna's protection. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He is the source of everything. He is the creator of everything. He is the maintainer of everything. He is my supreme well-wisher. When such a great well-wisher is there on my side, why should I feel any anxiety? Why should I be fearful? Why should I lament? Why should I worry about anything? He is there as my protector. He will take care of all my difficulties. He said already in the Bhagavad Gita, Ananyaschinta yanto mam yejanaha paryupasati tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Krishna promised in the Bhagavad Gita, yogakshemam vahamyaham. I will supply whatever you lack. I will preserve whatever you have. When such a Supreme Lord is giving me that assurance that He will protect me, He will take care of me, why should I worry? That's the mentality of a devotee. It's no worry, no anxiety. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha. Don't worry, I will relieve you from all sinful reactions. There is no anxiety in the heart of a devotee. A devotee doesn't feel anxious at all. Whatever anxiety devotee takes up is how to serve Krishna. They're anxious to serve Krishna. And whatever anxiety that we take up in executing Krishna's service effectively is spiritual anxiety. That spiritual anxiety purifies our heart. It's not material anxiety. Materialistic people take material anxieties. How to protect my money, how to protect my name, fame, prestige, how to expand my influence. That is the anxiety they take up. But spiritualists, how to serve Krishna, how to protect Krishna's interests, how to effectively carry out this responsibility, which is ultimately service to Krishna. That is the anxiety. Mother Yashoda and Rohini Mata in Vrindavan, they were constantly anxious. Why are they anxious? Because the little kids, Krishna and Balaram, they're very naughty, very restless. They go and then they touch knives and they go and pull the tails of calves, and they catch monkeys. They try to touch birds, peacocks. As small babies, hardly 1 year old or maybe less than that, few months babies, when they're becoming very restless, they're touching everything which is maybe harmful to them. Nothing can harm Krishna and Balram, but because they're acting as human babies in this world, their mothers are feeling anxious for them. That is transcendental anxiety. That is Krishna consciousness with the flavor of anxiety. We can be Krishna conscious with love, with affection, but we can be Krishna conscious uh, by taking anxiety for Krishna service also. Oh, this festival has to be executed very nicely. This dressing has to come up very well, or these devotees must be served nicely. They're all Krishna's devotees. That kind of anxiety is spiritual anxiety. But the material anxieties that we have are mitigated. Anxieties are eradicated when we hear about Krishna. No dvego yatra kaschana. We discuss three effects. Very beautiful shloka. Yatre dyante katha vrishtaha means when you hear Krishna katha in the association devotees, Trishnayaha prashamo yatha, all your hankerings are satisfied. Nirvairam yatra bhuteshu, your envy is destroyed. Nodvego yatra kaschana, your anxieties are eradicated. HEA. What's remaining? R. Remaining is R. Last part. Fourth effect. Yatra Narayanah Sakshat Bhagavanyasinam Gatihi Samstuyate Satkathasu Mukta Sangaihi Punaha Punaha. This entire shloka is like R. Fourth effect. Whenever we hear Krishna Katha, Yatra Narayana Sakshat, the Supreme Lord Narayana Sakshat personally will sit there. Who is that Lord? Bhagavan Nyasinam Gatihi. That Bhagavan Narayana is Gati, the goal or destination of all sannyasis. And Nyasi may not refer only to sannyasi, it can refer to anyone who has that detached spirit, renounced spirit. It's the spirit of renunciation more than the order of renunciation, right? Bhagavan Nyasinam Gati, he means the Lord is the shelter of all renounced devotees, detached devotees. Samstuyate satkathasu. Whenever devotees come together, and samstuyate means they're doing stuti, they're praising the Lord. Satkathasu, they're discussing beautiful pastimes of the Lord. What will happen? Mukta sangaihi punaha punaha. They will be relieved from all sangha, all attachments. Punaha punaha. They will be able to relish Krishna Katha again and again, being in a detached spirit. So the last effect R can be two ways. One is renunciation, right? You will, sorry, I'm writing with mouse. My handwriting is not good here. So when you hear Krishna Katha, you will develop renounced spirit. And more than that, you will develop a relationship with Krishna. Our relationship with the Lord is established by hearing about Him. The more we hear about the Lord, the more our hankerings are satisfied, our envy is destroyed, our anxieties are eradicated, and we'll develop a quality of renunciation and will ultimately develop relationship with Krishna. The Lord will personally come and sit there. Whenever we discuss about the Lord will come and sit there to hear. Not only the Lord, Yamaraj also will come and sit there. There is no death. Right? Even if there is death, the death is what? Devotee goes from the material world to spiritual world, not to hell. Because Yamaraj is sitting there in the katha, he will not take the devotee to hell. He is also relishing, along with this devotee, he is relishing Krishna katha. And if the devotee is speaking, Yamaraj is relishing his description of Krishna. Therefore, Yamaraj will not be inclined to take a devotee who is hearing Krishna katha to hell. But the Vishnu Dutas become very excited to take the devotee to Vaikuntha, to Goloka. Right? So, the more we hear about Krishna, the more our loving relationship will be established. The more we become renounced and detached from all the material aspects in this material world. So many things are there to distract our consciousness. But the Lord's personal presence is invoked in the life of a devotee. Yatra Narayana Sakshat Bhagavan Yasinam Gatihi. That Sakshat Narayana will personally come and sit with us. When we are hearing Krishna Katha, he will sit in our hearts. Right in the beginning of Bhagavatam, it is mentioned. Dharma projita kaita votra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastavamatra vastu shivatam tapatrayon श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृदि अवरुध्यते यत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात् सद्यो हृदि अवरुध्यते means as soon as a devotee hears Krishna Katha sincerely, immediately the Lord will come and sit in the heart of the devotee, and he would like to be captivated in the heart of the devotee, because that jail of the devotee's heart is made with love. The walls are made with love, not with cement and brick. So just compare the heart of a devotee with a prison. And the prison cell is constructed with love. And the Lord would like to be imprisoned in that loving heart of a devotee forever, never to be released. The Lord likes to stay in the jail. It's not jail actually. It is a pleasure abode for the Lord, because that heart is filled with so much love and affection for the Lord, uh, which is developed by hearing about Krishna Katha. The Lord likes to stay in the heart of a devotee. The Lord likes to stay in the heart of a devotee that is filled with love, that is made with love, that is dipped in love, that is immersed in love for him. And that love is developed by hearing about Krishna. Bhakti rutpadyate pumsaha shoka moha bhayapaha. By hearing Harikatha, bhakti will be invoked in our hearts. So these are the four effects of hearing about Krishna. One, hankerings are satisfied, envy is destroyed. Fourth, anxieties are eradicated. I'm sorry. First is hankerings are satisfied. Second, envy is destroyed. Third, anxieties are eradicated. Fourth, our relationship with Krishna is established. Okay. Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We have 8 more minutes. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Hare Krishna, Your Grace. Thank you so much for the beautiful and insightful discourse today. It was truly enlightening, and we deeply appreciate Your Grace's time and association. We can now take 1 or 2 questions from the devotees. So devotees, please feel free to type in your questions in the chat box. Thank you. We have a question. Hare Krishna Prabhu, pranams. Why cooperation in between the devotees or loving friendship is important in sadhana bhakti? What happens if one decided to practice alone? Thank you, Prabhu.
Why cooperation is important, we have already seen. The Lord will be pleased. Whenever devotees cooperate with each other, whenever devotees are friendly with each other, the Lord will be pleased and he will personally come in front of you and offer benedictions. We have seen practical example right now, the example of Prachetas. Now let's see the opposite side. What if one practices alone, without connection with devotees? What might happen when we practice alone is, when we are not determined enough in our practice, we'll deviate from the practice. And the source of the determination is the devotees of Krishna. Right? Bhakti is best practiced in the association of devotees, but when we disconnect ourselves from Vaishnava Sangha, from devotees who are sincere in bhakti, then then we may lose that inspiration. We may not be able to maintain that spark of commitment to the process of sadhana bhakti. Of course, within the association of devotees, you may find someone who is more compatible with you, Swajatiya. Different devotees have different moods. Now, Vrindavan devotees and Dwarka devotees, they don't come together to serve Krishna. They are in Dwarka, they are in Vrindavan. They are different. But within Vrindavan, there are devotees who come together. And within Vrindavan, there are multiple categories of devotees, like Madhurya devotees, Vatsalya devotees, Sakhya devotees. So the friends of Krishna who have a similar relationship with Krishna, like friends, they are together discussing about Krishna. All the Madhurya gopis, those who have a constant love for Krishna, the gopis, they come together and they discuss about Krishna amongst themselves. They may not mix with other devotees so much, but all their intimate feelings for the Lord, they will share in the association of other devotees who also have similar feelings for the Lord, right? So that way, when we discuss with devotees of similar nature, similar temperament, similar mood, and its compatibility, then we can advance towards Krishna in that particular mood. So when you say association of devotees, it's not that association of any devotee, it's association of a devotee who is more compatible with your specific mood or inclination in bhakti. For example, you have service, deity worship service is there. Now you associate more with senior worshippers of the deities, get more ideas and inputs and guidance from them how to enhance your worship. Because in your service to Krishna, they're assisting you, they're helping you, they're guiding you. So like that, depending on your service, depending on your mood, depending on your temperament, you may choose some compatible association, but some association is required, right? You may not be very close friends with every single devotee in a community, but we can always be friendly with at least some devotees. I hope it makes sense. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Your Grace. The next question is, our mind gets distracted even during Krishna Katha. What to do?
Yeah, it is a common problem. Our mind gets distracted during japa, during Krishna Katha, during worship also. You're doing arti and the mind goes somewhere else sometimes. You're taking darshan of the deities. Within 1 minute, mind goes somewhere else. And then you say, oh, I'm taking darshan in front of the deities. So this is the typical nature of a conditioned soul. But don't worry. Continue to hear Krishna Katha. So initially, the mind is very much distracted. Over a period of time, the mind will be less distracted. After some time, it will be least distracted. So you can just continue to hear Krishna Katha. Just because we are getting distractions, we may not skip hearing, we may not skip chanting. So our initial stages of bhakti, we do different elements of bhakti, different aspects of sadhana bhakti with some distraction, but over a period of time, we'll overcome those distractions. And the way to overcome the distraction is to have a sincere desire to overcome distractions. When our desire is strong, when our determination is strong, eventually we'll overcome. Whenever the mind is going somewhere else, just bring it back. Try to focus on the class. Make notes. So when your mind is getting distracted when you're hearing Krishna Katha like this, take a pen and paper and ensure that in this 1 hour class, I need to create a summary of 1 page or 2 pages based on whatever I heard. The taking of notes sincerely will keep you more focused, more attentive. There are 100 ways of keeping yourself attentive. But the essential principle is yato nischalati manas chanchalamassthiram tatastato niyam yetat atman yeva vasham nayet. Whenever the mind wanders here and there, bring the mind back and focus on the task. That's what Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, 26th shloka. Right? Try to pull the mind back. Try to pull the mind back. It's the mind's nature to get distracted in the conditioned state. But a sincere sadhaka is one who tries to pull the mind back and try to focus. And whatever is required to maintain that focus, you please do it. For example, you are doing japa, you're getting distracted. What will you do? Instead of sitting in a distracted environment, go to a peaceful place. Go to the temple or go and sit in front of the deities or keep some picture of the deity in front of you or sit with some other devotee who is chanting. Sit in a silent place. If you directly go to a distracted place thinking that you will do absorbed japa, that is not possible. So at least physically try to avoid distractions. When physical distractions are avoided, then you have only one project, handling the mental distractions, right? But if you're also physically sitting in a place that's filled with distractions, we can't exactly focus. So like that, do the needful within your capacity, whatever is humanly possible you do. Then you pray to Krishna, Krishna, please give me more focus. I'm getting distracted. Please allow me to hear, allow me to chant. So during hearing, one way to remain focused is to make some notes. And as soon as the class is over, try to repeat whatever you have heard in the class to other devotees. That will help you more focused, right? So just make 2 points. When you're hearing, try to make notes. And after the class is over, share what you have heard with others. Then you can retain it better. You can save yourself from distractions, right? So while taking notes, you take the summary of whatever points are spoken. In 1 hour, the person may speak so many things. The speaker may speak so many things, but whatever you could resonate with, you paraphrase them and write in a short form in your notes. You may end up, writing 1 or 2, 3 pages, and later you go and share with others. Then you can make the best use of that 1 hour hearing. Otherwise, we'll just passively hear like this and then keep checking mobiles once in a while. Then what happens is we will not be able to assimilate much. I hope that makes sense.
Hare Krishna, Your Grace, we can take one last question. We'll pick one question. Hare Krishna, Your Grace, as much as we understand that we need to listen to Krishna Katha from devotees of the Lord, how should we approach hearing it from devotees of other sampradayas, such as those residing in Brajadama?
So, when we are hearing from those who are not in our sampradaya, we can definitely take some inspiration from them. Now, you are committed to your sampradaya, you're initiated in this sampradaya, you want to serve the Lord, you want to cultivate that relationship with the Lord in this flavor, right? But when you happen to meet another devotee, another sincere devotee, pure Vaishnava, who is following a different Vaishnava sampradaya, there is nothing wrong in taking inspiration from them. Let me give a simple example. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had so many devotees, and one devotee is Murari Gupta. And Murari Gupta loves Lord Ramachandra so much. And many other devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they worship Krishna, and this Murari Gupta is worshipping Lord Ramachandra. Of course, ultimately there is no difference between Ram and Krishna, but Ram is more sober, and Krishna is more playful. Ram is Ekapatni Vrata, Krishna is Bahupatni. He had 16,108 queens. Like that, there are certain differences in terms of manifestation of pastimes, but ultimately both are the same Lord. But Murari Gupta loved Lord Ramachandra more. This Ram's form of the Lord he loved more, and other devotees loved Krishna's form more, maximum devotees. Lord Chaitanya asked, why don't you worship Krishna's form? You're worshipping Lord Ram's form. Then our Murari Gupta came the next day and said, my dear Lord, I cannot give up my attraction or devotion towards Lord Ramachandra. First point. Similarly, I cannot give up your instruction or your advice to worship Krishna. Because I cannot give up these two, therefore I chose to give up my body. Then Lord Chaitanya said, no, you don't have to give up your body. I was just testing or joking, just speaking like that with you. I am very impressed with your devotion and your dedication to Lord Ramachandra's form. Then Lord Chaitanya instructed all the devotees of Krishna there. The way Murari Gupta worships and gets attached to Lord Ram, you should get attached to Krishna, you should worship Krishna like that. So take inspiration from their commitment, take inspiration from their type of devotion. You have your own object of worship. You are in a bona fide Vaishnava Sampradaya, they are also in a bona fide Vaishnava Sampradaya. Appreciate them, respect them, take inspiration from them to intensify your own commitment to your Sampradaya. But problem comes when we say our Sampradaya is better than their Sampradaya. I mean, like when we attribute some kind of superiority for us, when we think we ourselves better because we are in a great sampradaya, that's where conflict comes. Respect them for what they are. appreciate them, even take inspiration from them the way they are serving their Lord. If something is non-bona fide, of course, we have to condemn. If something is bona fide, they are following a bona fide sampradaya, you just respect them and worship them and adore them, take inspiration from them, and you intensify your own commitment in your line. It's like a civil engineering student taking inspiration from a mechanical engineering student. A good mechanical engineering student is there. He is doing his studies very well. And the civil engineering student takes some inspiration from this mechanical engineering student and studies his own civil subjects nicely, not the mechanical subjects. Subject matter remains the same, but the principles of application or the commitment to the path, the determination, that absorption, all this we can learn from multiple sources, right? I hope that makes sense.
Yes, Your Grace. Thank you very much, Your Grace. We will now end the Q&A session due to time constraint. We will personally send the remaining questions to His Grace and address it in our BJKL group. So once again, thank you, Your Grace, for making time for BJKL. We eagerly look forward to Your Grace's next class and more opportunities to benefit from Your Grace's association. Your Grace, we have few internal announcements to share with the devotees. If Your Grace has another engagement, we completely understand, but Your Grace is most welcome to stay with us. So, lastly, BJKL would like to wish everyone celebrating Thai Pongal, Makar Sankranti, or Lohri